Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of In My Opinion. My name is
My
John.
name is Lester.
Yes, and we are back for another week of IMO.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being here, ladies and gentlemen. First
Of
things
course.
first, we would like to plug our socials. Remember to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, Instagram,
Facebook.
YouTube,
Oh my goodness.
Spotify, Telegram, and on Twitch. We are Overthink SG everywhere. Oh, TikTok as well.
TikTok as well, recently.
Yes, that's where our two co-hosts, Nicole and Rain, will constantly be streaming and producing content over there. So please go check them out. Now, here's
Yes.
another thing. Previous IMO episode, y'all saw the mess that is my room.
It's now even worse.
Now it's worse because work has been encroaching on my personal life, which has resulted in my nice study area becoming a storage area. So I apologize. But beyond that, please continue to be here. Please continue to like our videos. Please continue to subscribe. Thank you.
Yes, and because obviously we don't have our life in order, we did not research much on today's topic, and therefore we're going to be doing a bit more chill topic versus I know there are a lot of heavy topics right now in Singapore, a lot of possible social issue things that we can talk about, but we're going to take a little bit break from that because we are all tired human beings. So the first thing I thought about when I was thinking about today was that the recent Netflix show Tinder Swindler was a really big hit. Most people are talking about it. So I was thinking, I was talking to John, and John was saying, yeah, we can do something about it. But we're going to be instead doing something along that lines, but we're going to try to answer the question, how likely are you really to meet a Tinder Swindler / a really
Yes.
bad story on Tinder or very bad person on Tinder? Because personally,
Yeah.
having been on dating apps for a little bit last time, I don't think I've had that many bad experiences. But maybe because
Right.
not many people match me in the first place because I'm not that attractive. But maybe John has more experiences. And we also decided to use the power of the internet, aka Reddit.
Yeah.
And we're just going to read through some of the Reddit threads and try to relate it to our own experiences or try to relate it to what we might have done in that situation. It'll be quite a fast episode, 30 minutes. So we'll just have a quick reactions for each one of it. Yes. With that, John, would you want to kick us off?
Can. So being the slightly more attractive of the two of us,
Sure.
I will begin with the first Tinder story that I found from Reddit.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And it's entitled, Don't Use Tinder in a Small City.
Okay, interesting. How small is
So
the city?
the theme of this story is regarding people who kiss and tell.
Okay.
Okay, so let me just read the story. So I'm on Tinder, matched with this girl. We can call her L, right? Kind of
Yeah.
cute, kind of funny. We hit it off, and the conversation gets sexual pretty quick. In caps, in all caps, she is one horny girl. Okay.
Sure.
Next paragraph.
Sure.
We end up sexting for a couple of days. I invite her to my place a few days later. She comes over and we do the nasty. It was quite regular sex, but she sounded really enthusiastic about it, saying things like, I've never came so many times, or my ex-boyfriend couldn't even get me half of what I got tonight, and the likes. Felt good to hear about it. Felt kind of bad for her ex, cause it must have been quite boring sex. Anyways, after a short post-sex meltdown, she dresses up and leaves, right?
Yeah.
We agree that this would remain a thing between us and not tell any one of our friends.
Sure.
A few days ago, I was at work. I had only recently started, so I didn't know everyone that well. A colleague of mine approached me as I was chopping onions, I'm assuming it's a kitchen job,
Yeah.
and says, Hey, a little bird told me you know L. Is that true? I'm a bit shocked and also concerned, so I played a bit safe and said, more like a friend of a friend. Now I'm curious, so I asked him, how did he know her? At this point, he drops the fucking bomb. Oh, we used to be high school sweethearts until she cheated on me. A few days ago, I met her after a year, and when I told her I was working here, she asked if I knew you. And then he said, it was weird. She seemed like she was into me. Maybe she wants to go back. I'd love to, cause I'm still not over her. You can imagine my face. He
Oh my
was the
God.
guy that couldn't make her come. I just excused myself to the toilet
Oh no.
and burst out laughing.
But wow, I think that's in Singapore it's really small enough, right? That's something that I wouldn't say I'm scared of, but there are a few times where I think I've not been the best of people or best of persons, especially in the dating sphere. Then I'm
Yeah.
scared, right? That one day I'll meet them in office environment or whatever, because I'm like, oh man, like I have to
Yeah.
now
And then it's kind of weird. You can't be like, are we cool?
yeah, because like I'm the one that messed up. I know for a fact that I messed up. It's just that like, oh gosh, now I have to like try to repair this already broken like whatever this is, to try to repair it so that we are not like absolutely at loggerheads with each other all the whole time. So I'm really
Yeah.
scared about that. So like I'm imagining that town is like really, really small, that like maybe like population 2,000 that kind. Then like everyone knows each
Yeah.
other, like class is like 30 people kind. That is tough. But I think the kiss and tell thing is also quite a common thing in
Yeah.
Singapore. I don't know, maybe not so much like as you go older, but like I remember
really,
when I
yeah.
was like, they go older, do you do that? But like I see more
Interesting
often
that
in
you
like
say it's
secondary
a-
school, like JC.
Yeah. No,
Then-
but interesting that you say it's common in Singapore. I would think that kiss and telling is generally frowned upon in Singapore.
But I think it's quite common, like especially amongst like
Really, yeah.
guys. Like it's a flex, lor. Like I think it's less so on the girls' end. Like maybe they'll be less willing to tell because of our very traditional and weird social norms. So like the guys will probably be the one that's like more flexing and like trying to say like, oh my god, like yesterday I kissed this girl in a club, or yesterday this happened.
No,
whatever.
but like what I mean by kiss and tell is like, I guess you're admitting that that you and so did something. I think that's we have reached a point in society where people are mostly open to talk about that.
Yeah, of course.
But what I mean by kiss and tell is like they rate that partner, like they say that
Oh.
person. You know what I mean?
like rate like actually like say like, oh, this guy good or
like
this
they
guy
were
not
like,
good.
oh, they were a poor kisser. They're terrible kisser. For
Does it
example.
happen? Doesn't
or
it
they were
happen?
really good in bed.
I think it happens.
Really?
I think it happens. I think it happens a lot. I think, okay, this is not a conversation that John and I have on the daily. In fact, I don't think I
Same.
ever had a conversation with him. Or I don't think I ever had a conversation with anyone. But I'm quite sure it's quite common, no meh? Like to
I know
do that.
personally, I wouldn't lah. But like,
Yeah.
do people kiss and tell? I mean,
As in, like,
guys,
rating, I
leave it in the
think-
comments below. Leave it in the comments, people. If let's say you know that whether it's a prevalent thing, people kiss and tell, and they tell on people's performance.
Rakam says
know what I
not
mean?
classy. Yeah, it's not classy.
Yeah,
But I think
it
it's,
doesn't feel. I don't know.
I think it's a symptom of a more like young relationship. Maybe they are in like secondary school, then they like gossiping because everyone's bored and their life is not high enough. So they try to make it harder for themselves. So they're like, oh my god, this girl kiss, and then like we kiss, and then like
Like this girl
it's
was
not
a
good.
terrible kisser.
Yeah, they just
Or
like,
like-
drama, you know. It's just JC in secondary school, that one, right? I think that's just my opinion.
Wow,
Brianna
I
says
don't
it
know,
happens. Brianna says it happens,
Wow,
so I'm assuming it does. I think it does happen. But
Huh.
to be honest, I'm not
No,
very
I
surprised.
can see it happening, but I didn't know. I don't know if it's like a regular occurrence. You know what I mean?
Maybe you guys can tell us in the comment section down below.
Like people
if you
be
guys
like,
have
"Wow,
it.
you know, the sex last night damn bad."
I think it happens. Yeah, I think if it's bad, it's more likely to happen, to be honest, than if it was
Not really,
good.
yeah.
If it was good, I
But
think
that's
there's
not
no
nice,
reason.
one.
to-
Because like if you think the sex is bad, you don't know whether the partner had good sex too, or what, right?
I don't know. But I mean,
So
in my opinion,
little
it's,
presumptuous of you to call people performing badly, right?
I mean, it's I think maybe they view it in the same vein as saying that like a date was bad. Like the date went badly, like it was like terrible. He just kept talking about himself, or like, oh, she just didn't listen to me, she was on the phone the whole time. And then they just relate it to like the sex part. Or, in that sense, it's not as bad as we will make it out
But
to
it's
be.
not the same level.
I don't know. I don't view
That's
it
like
as
saying-
bad, but I think it's the only reason
That's
why
like
I don't
saying-
say it, right, is because I don't. I
Yeah.
think it's a bit weird. But that's pretty
But
much
it's
it.
on the. Don't you feel it's on the same level of douchey, right?
Mm.
As saying that my date was really hot, but they damn ugly.
I was very hot, but they damn ugly. What do you mean? Isn't that
So it's the,
conflicting
like,
statements?
if we have sex, right, we're off the light. That kind of douchey.
Okay.
You know?
Sure.
Isn't that the same level?
Maybe it's the way they say it. Let's say if the person said like, oh, the sex was we had no sexual chemistry, then maybe it sounds a little bit better than he was.
We know
damn
for a
bad
fact
at sex.
nobody ever says that word, that sentence. They will just say
might.
that like, wow, the sex damn bad, yeah. Or like someone might say like, wow, his ding ding dong damn small, yeah.
He's ding ding dong.
Yeah.
I think if you say something like physical, that's maybe a bit douchey. But if you're telling me that it's like, if you say something that's like a preference, even, I don't know I think it's a bit iffy.
Yeah.
This is a bit iffy.
No, but that's kiss and telling, right? Kissing and telling, what?
The only reason why, as I said, the only reason why I wouldn't do it is because I think it's a little bit weird to say, maybe because I'm just like, not someone that talks about it. Or rather, I'm not someone that wants to talk about it. But other than that, like, I mean, if someone tells me, I'm like, sure, cool, I'll move on with life. But Brianna says, I think it happens more when the person is like going through a whole phase. Maybe. But I mean, there are other Tinder horror stories alongside with this. So why don't we move on to the next one, John?
Yeah, sure.
More clear cut Tinder stories.
Guys, tell us your best occurrence of people kissing and telling.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's go, John.
Next one. My match, the title, okay?
Yeah.
My match sent dick pics.
Yes. Common.
Only to realize he has chlamydia.
Oh shit! What? How?
Okay. Here goes.
Say
Here goes
what
the story.
now? Okay, yeah, continue.
As a woman, I receive one thing without ever asking for it, and that's dick pics.
Yes. Unfortunately, yes.
My Instagram is attached to my Tinder, and while cruising through a lot of people also message me on Instagram if they don't have the patience to wait for a right swipe or something similar. Okay?
Yeah.
I swiped this guy right on Tinder. We flirted back and forth at one point, and he said, quote, I have left a surprise for you in your Instagram. And I replied,
no.
right? End quote. And I replied, quote, not a dick pic, right? End quote. And he said, it is not. And he wasn't lying. Here's the kicker, and it wasn't lying.
Huh?
It was not a dick pic, but a 30 seconds video of him playing with his dick.
So it's not a pic, it's a... Oh my god. It's even worse.
Okay. Here's where I go.
Oh gosh.
He messaged me a few times. I ignored, but I noticed one thing in that disgusting video. Okay? His balls were all swelled up, like really huge. I messaged him back. Right? Me. When was the last time you had sex? He replied, haha, I knew you liked it last week. Me. Did you use protection? He replied, bitches like it raw. I replied, well, bitch gave you chlamydia.
Oh no.
No reply. Unmatched.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
That's wild, right? That's wild. Can you imagine? Wild. Can you imagine, right, if you were in a position where you were talking dirty with someone,
yeah,
and then that person discovers that you have a STI?
The worst part is that, like, this guy just can't read the room. That's why it is. This guy is a reading the room problem. Telemedicine says really truly telemedicine and through Tinder. Doctors hop on it. But that's crazy. But I think that's like the larger thing we are going to go at is also like receiving dick pics, right? I mean, we haven't received dick pics. But we have heard from friends and all that they have received it and it's not always very welcomed. I think it's a very unfortunate like side effect of like Tinder, right? That like a lot of the conversations end up being like sexual, even though some of them might be there to have like a proper long-lasting partner. And nothing wrong with being sexual, however. It's just that like sometimes there's a little bit of a disconnect, you know. Like some people might be there to look for a life partner, but some might be there for a one-night stand. So sometimes it's a bit tough. That's why dating apps like CMB exist, I guess, because I guess CMB is a little bit more life partnery. But I don't know, man. We've been asking guys to not send dick pics for the longest time. I feel like we did this whole thing where we say guys don't send dick pics in like season 1 of IMO. We had season 3.
Yeah, it's a tale as old as time. You know, as long as guys got dicks, they'll want to send it.
I've never felt the urge to do that. I've never felt the urge to do that.
I mean, I can't speak for everyone, but like, I have sent my fair share of dick pics, but not unsolicitedly.
Not unwelcomed.
To To partners, yes.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
Reading the room is also important. I mean, nothing wrong with if they like it and you guys part of
Yeah.
your play and everything. Sure, go ahead.
Yeah. But,
read the room.
is kind of... Unsolicitedly is kind of...
But it is one
you
thing
might
that
want to stop that.
It is one thing that I don't understand because I feel like the thing is like the most aesthetically unpleasing part of
it's true.
the body. It looks terrible.
I've always asked this question on the internet multiple times. In which universe, right, have you all thought that sending a dick pic will get you anywhere?
Yeah, dicks don't look good. Like, it looks bad. It looks terrible. It looks like a fucking naked mole rat. Like, it's...
Right? Like, if you think about it, right, if someone posts a full body pic with a set of chiseled abs and everything...
That I understand.
That will complement the dick. That will complement the dick.
In fact, you don't have to even show the dick. Just show the abs. That's fine already. That's good enough. Don't send the dick. Just send the abs. The dick is like the least aesthetically pleasing part. Like, just my opinion. But you know what? To each his own, right? To each his own.
I guess there are some people who are really proud of their reproductive organ.
Sure. All right, John, what's your next story?
All right. Yeah, but kind of wild. Those of you that are having a whole face, please get yourself tested.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
This one, okay? Title is Second Date. She just happened to have to see a dentist and needs money for teeth.
Oh no. Okay. That sounds very Tinder Swindler-y.
That already sounds like a scam, right? But let me just put it out there that I haven't fully read this story, but here we go. Right?
Yes, let's go.
Well, online talks, okay. She had cancer and lost all her teeth, she said.
Okay.
But her personality was nice. Met for lunch. This one didn't ghost me after a chat that was going out, having been ghosted by saying too much and saying too little all the time, right? This guy is just recounting his experience, right?
Yeah.
Lunch, just coffee at McDonald's. Not a fan of the place. Met her there because it was her choice. Second date, went for a meal at a pub.
Okay.
At a pub. Okay.
Interesting.
She told me she had seen a dentist that morning and just happened to have been told she needed $23,000 for new teeth. I actually offered to help in some way, but she declined.
Oh.
I think she was playing the long game. Okay.
So they declined the one first and then like next time. Oh, okay. Interesting.
The other thing she said just didn't add up, which is needed a new car as her current car didn't look good. I saw it and it looked fine. She said a policeman had said it looked terrible and went on about how he had said it looked so bad, which was really strange. Okay. She has 2 sons.
Okay.
They are old enough to have left home and be with a partner.
Yes.
But were apparently heavily into drugs with their partners, and she had already fostered one of her grandkids as the parents were so drugged out and was soon to foster the other one as well.
Oh no, okay. That's tough. Okay. Yeah.
She was still upset about how she couldn't afford the $23,000. She had only pension income.
Okay.
Right? Yet she pays for her foster son's swimming lessons. I suggested she reduce the lessons and save that money, right? Even though she declined my help, she also refused to look into how she could save more money, right? Which was a kind of a red flag to me. After that, the OP said, "We did not go out again. She had so many issues, I just couldn't fathom them. I am not perfect, far from it. Okay, that was just ending. I'm not perfect, far from it.
Of course. But I mean, okay, so far we can speculate a lot. Nothing is confirmed. But you never know with these things, right? 23,000 does sound a bit like scary, and the situation does sound a bit iffy. But it's also okay. I can understand, like, let's say for example, if I feel like I'm being like Tinder swindled, right? Like someone like say that I really need money now, like I really need you to help me. Like if it's very weird for me to go, are you swindling me? Or like prove it. Like proof that you are in a hospital. Like, I don't know. Like it's also a very like socially unacceptable way to to go about it. So my question
to meet people on the internet.
yeah, exactly. And very socially unacceptable to assume that someone is swindling you when very well she might be going through all these issues and really need the money. Then for you to go
Yeah.
why don't you prove it to me first? Like it's a bit of a asshole move also. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I would have done in that case. To be honest.
Yeah, that's the thing. The top comment is
Yeah.
this whole thing is one big car crash. But I must highlight you to the follow-up comment. The follow-up comment is, but she needs a better car to have the crash though.
Rihanna also says that kudos to the guy for leaving before things get more serious. Yeah.
So I have this nagging feeling that the OP is right about this lady or whoever it is playing the long game.
Maybe. So
So
they
he knows
reject
that this
first.
person is willing to help with the $23,000. So he reject first, so he put the guy's guard down.
They ask for more next time lah. So you don't. It's like trigger
For all
discipline in
you
Valorant.
know.
You let go the
for all
first
you
person.
know, right? This
Yeah.
lady, right? Maybe don't have sons.
That's true.
Maybe she's just supporting a drug habit or something.
It's damn weird, right? Let's say you are if you think about this, right? Then what if this is true, right? Then you go and ask them, you ask the person, prove to me that your sons are drug addicts. It's also a very damn asshole move to do, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Fashma says, I don't think you would ask someone you just met for money feel scary. It does, lah.
Yeah.
It does.
That's the thing.
But I think some people are very desperate for this sort of money as well, as what Kira mentioned. But it's tough lah. Rihanna says, they only went for 2 dates. Yeah. I think it's tough. I don't know how to go about it. That's my only thing lah. And I think that's the reason why Tinder Swindler exists, right? Because there are some people who are trusting in nature and some people just don't want to don't feel
And it's actually surprisingly easy to trick people into parting with their money because these expert manipulators are great at earning your trust.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, have you ever gotten close to this, getting swindled on Tinder?
No.
Nowhere close.
No, I think the reason is because I've been quite lucky. I've met nice people, and I think most of the time these kind of nasty tactics don't work on me because I just have an eye for some of the nastier tactics lah.
Okay.
I don't know how to say. I feel that if I were more on the alignment, if I was more chaotic evil, I might have ended up a scammer in my life because I just have an inkling of how these things are done.
Yeah. I think on Tinder I'm always on high alert. Not just this, but I think catfishing also. I think it's kind of a subset of this. I have a very irrational fear that I'm being catfished. Even if the person proved that it's not a catfish, I'll somehow
No, you all
fear.
meet up lah. They're not catfish already.
Yeah, but I always feel there's a very huge Ponzi scheme or something that the Tinder Swindler level that is to the point where I can meet them but I still cannot catfish. I don't know. Sometimes I have that irrational fear. I think that's a bit too much. But I think most people on Tinder they do have their guard up right from the get-go lah. Because of these stories and people because of what they hear from the internet. But why don't we do one last one, John? We have a short episode today. I'll do mine.
Why don't you do yours? Because I'm out of good ones.
Okay. Why don't we talk about something that's very I guess relatable to most people, which is ghosting lah. So this story is basically the TLDR as this story is got used on Tinder but not fully used. Basically,
Okay.
what happened was that she matched with this guy, they were texting and things got sexual. He doesn't live too far away. He said, and your girl has needs. So they started sexting and then they did the deed eventually lah. And then after he said that once he came, we were talking about meeting and stuff when we were both free. So I was like, yeah, this is going good, especially because I've never done anything like this before ever. He said, then the next day I go and message him and it says pending. And I was like, wow, seriously. So he obviously blocked me after getting what he wanted. Then I checked Tinder and I was going to message him a piece of my mind and he had unmatched me. So he said, I'm so annoyed and disappointed. I don't get it. Was I not good enough for him? Now I'm too nervous to be FWB with anyone because of this happening. So I think the ghosting part is very common, but I think the tough part is also a lot of people cannot ghosted, then they get forever traumatized by it, for lack of a better word, or forever they cannot trust people because they think that they're gonna get ghosted. I I am not going to sit here and pretend like I am absolved from responsibility here. I think I've ghosted my fair share of people.
Same.
Not as badly as this guy did. It's not like that, but
Yeah,
I have ghosted a few people. And it's something that I'm not proud of. But at the same time, like, I feel very bad, but at the same time, like, I'm like, wow, I don't know what else to do, because like it's not like I want to force myself to talk to this, but I should have probably just like been mature about it. That was when I was younger.
I guess it also stems from society or people never actually teaching us how to bow out.
That's true.
Or
That's true.
How to reject people.
Or how to do this in a mature way, right?
Yeah.
That's true. I hate that we are like the one that fucked up, and then now we are blaming society's fault. But like I don't know. Like I've done this not too much to like Tinder dates, like not those people like relationship they talk for a long time, then I ghost them. More so like to friends. I have this very bad habit of ghosting friends. Like I'll just stop talking to friends. And I don't know, it's
like in real life, not in a Tinder setting, not Tinder friends.
Some of them maybe I met through Tinder, but like eventually like the love part of it, or like the relationship part of it, is like we probably got over the fact that we will probably never get together or whatever. Like that part is over already, so we became friends. And then I ghosted them after that. And in this case, the one time I did that, she got quite upset lah. Don't blame her, she got quite upset. But like I don't know whether it's because like I'm super anti-conflict to a point where I don't dare to say it, or like I just like don't want to say it. I don't know. I don't know why I do it. I just do it, and I like it's a bit scummy that I hope I haven't done it recently. This is like a very long time ago, but I hope I don't think I'll ever do it ever again. But I just like thinking back to my past. But I don't know, man. John, why do you ghost?
I also don't know. I think like I
you
mentioned
don't know why,
earlier,
right?
like I guess you lose interest, but not fully also. And then it's just kind of like that limbo, that maintenance mode where potential relationships go to die. That maintenance mode. And it's not like things die immediately.
Yeah.
They slowly bleed to death. And as a result of like bleed to death from neglect.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think that stems from the individual's difficulty in not knowing how to reject people, because you just don't know. Right? And then that's why you let something just kind of bleed to death instead of addressing it. And it has become such a norm that everyone has encountered it, right?
Have you been ghosted?
I have, and I have ghosted people as well.
Oh, okay.
Of course I have.
I don't think I've been ghosted.
How can there be someone who has not done either?
I don't think I've been ghosted.
Really?
But it's also partially because I hardly match people. I think it's just I don't have a good enough sample size to say that I never been ghosted. Right. But I have ghosted maybe twice or something. But each time it didn't feel good. It's just that like I don't know how to deal with it. I don't know. Yeah, I just don't know how to deal with it. And it's tough.
What does the psychologist in you think about ghosting?
I think it's probably just like us being like anti-conflict and like us not wanting to have that conversation. To some people, it's us having like no courage and, for lack of a better word, no balls to do it. To others,
because you think about it, before the advent of online dating, if you lose interest in someone, you actually have to admit it because that person is face to face with you, right?
Yeah.
And like most of the time, actually in your life, right?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just we don't know how to reject people, lor.
Yeah,
I think it's there. It's probably just we don't know how to reject people properly. Then we feel bad that we want to reject them, but at the same time we don't want to therefore we don't reject them. But at the same time we also feel bad that we didn't reject them fully. But I think over time, as you get more mature, I think you understand how to have that conversation more and more lah.
Yeah.
Like I remember, like I think, like over time, I've grown to be able to have that conversation in a mature way and properly say it. But when I was like 20 in the army, or like 19 in the army, like I didn't know how to do it. I just straight up didn't. And it was not a good way to handle these things, but we live and we learn. But I think we have covered most of the bad Tinder the range of bad Tinder experiences. We have there's one more that I wanted to cover, but was weird experiences, but we might actually cover that separately.
Wait, what experiences?
Like weird people. I think that's a whole other category that you can do a whole other episode about, because I think there are a lot of different kinds of weird people, like creepy people, etc. But for now, I think we cover a good set of crazy Tinder stories. TLDR, shit happens sometimes, but I do think that online dating is still a generally good place to be at.
Yeah, TLDR is don't kiss and tell. Don't get yourself tested so you don't accidentally send body parts that are infected with a STI.
Yes.
And be careful of people who are digging for gold.
And don't send unsolicited dick pics.
And don't send unsolicited dick pics.
Try not to ghost people. Yes.
and try not to ghost people.
That's our TLDR. With that, John, we have come to end our episode of IMO. Hopefully next week we will come back to.
You know what, guys?
In
the comments, I want to hear your craziest online dating horror stories. Just to keep things exciting. Yeah.
Yes. With that, guys, thank you guys so much.
Or you can join us on Telegram and leave it in our Telegram. Why not?
Yes, join our Telegram. I think there are plenty of people who will comfort you. But yes, thank you guys so much for watching this week's episode of IMO. Stay safe, don't get COVID. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.